to welcome everybody here for our town board meeting. Could we all stand for the invocation and the pledge? Nicole, would you do this?
God, thank you for bringing us into another new year, and thank you for keeping us healthy throughout all the holidays, and please continue keeping us healthy throughout the pandemic, and we look forward to a great end to the great end of the month. Thank you. Amen.
Please remain standing for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. We'll open up the meeting at 7:01. Crystal, could you read the roll, please?
Councilman Vivaldi?
Here.
Councilman Japarusa?
Here.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Here.
Supervisor Esposito?
Present. Also as present is our attorney,
Cohen, Robert Cohen.
Robert Cohen.
Cohen.
Cohen, okay, I pronounced it wrong, sorry. Robert, Gerard's not here, he's on vacation this week, and his associate is filling in for us. Okay, privilege of the floor. At every scheduled town board meeting, the public shall have the right to address the town board during the course of the meeting referred to as privilege of the floor. Members of the public should restrict their comments to items of town business. Although there is no official time constraint, speakers should be considerate of others so that all interested members of the public have an opportunity to be heard. There shall be one portion of the meeting dedicated to privilege of the floor. Near the beginning of each meeting, all remarks, questions shall be addressed to the board. No person shall enter into discussion with a person having the floor. Council members may address any comments during the course of the meeting referred to as council member comments. We'll open up the privilege of the floor at 7:03. Any takers?
I'd just like to explain that the
Could you state your name, please?
My name is Greer Pomeroy, and the chair of the,
And your address is Franklin Road.
yes,
Okay.
and I'm from the Environmental Committee. And we're focusing now on finally, after 2 years of canceling, we're finally going to have our recycle day on April 30th. We're going to try to get out better publicity. Anybody who'd like to volunteer to help with the recycling of the metal and tires would be gratefully accepted. We have 3 people working on that now, but we could really use a 4th. The other thing is that we will need to move the fence that's blocking off the circle around the gazebo, because as Pierre Gautier has witnessed, some people don't know how to back up. So it's going to be way safer to have them just drive in, offload, and keep going around the circle and out. And the whole thing's going to be outdoors. We're going to ask people to wear masks, but can't enforce it, but it's going to be outdoors. So we plan not to have the town hall open. And any other questions about that?
Yes, Nick Senior and Nick Junior, they come up with their equipment, they'll be here to
I
help
think
with
Doug
the,
has offered to.
to
Pierre
help with the.
Pierre called me the other day and asked me if I would bring tractor up here to do it.
I know Nick Junior and Nick Senior come up and do it too, they help out with that. So there's no problem with that, the gate will be opened.
And he wants to make sure, I said, I'll move the barricades if I got it. So.
Dr. Pomeroy, I'll give you a half page in the newsletter. You can, if you get an email, you can email me anything that you would like in particular to be noted in this ad. But I will, I'll put it together with some graphics and make it look nice. And of course, I'll make sure that you get a chance to proof it and approve it. Nothing will go in without your approval. But probably get about a half page in the newsletter, in the spring newsletter.
Okay, good. So what month do you think that will?
Well, as you know, I have not been well, so this has been on the back burner, but I'll get it out in plenty of time. It'll get mailed to everybody, in the town of Princetown will get a copy in their mailbox.
Call.
I'll make sure that they get it by, hopefully April 1st or thereabouts. Okay? But you, if there's anything you want in particular, just email me and I'll make sure it gets in.
We usually do have a lot of help here, so that's not a problem to get it done. So when we get closer to the date, there'll be plenty of volunteers around to help. So. Okay, any others?
Porta potty or?
Any others? No more? Okay. We'll close the. Okay, we'll close the privilege of the floor up at 7:08. All right, department heads. Highway, Nick Morrow Senior is not here tonight. There really isn't anything going on. The roads are in good shape right now. The county has been doing an excellent job taking care of our town roads and the county roads. I did get a call from someone that was very unusual that you get these kind of calls. They were very, very pleased at the way the roads have been taken care of these past few weeks, and they just wanted to compliment who's ever been in charge with it. I called Joe Landry, who's in charge of the Schenectady County Highway Department, and gave him the message, and he was going to relay it to his drivers. So that's very unusual. We get a call that we're doing a good job, so I appreciated it. Okay. Water. Wesley is on a call right now, but he will be in a few minutes. Let's see, building inspector's report. Thomas Verini, total permits 2, permits issued 2, permit inspections collected $564, building inspection 6, zoning 1, fire inspection 0, final building inspection 0, certificate of occupancy 0, bank deposit $564, check to supervisor 00. Checkbook balance as of January 11th, 2022, $1,195.24. Activities in zoning 0, working on planning and zoning as needed, working on permit, final inspection as needed, reviewing plans as needed. Thomas Verini, building inspector. He did post a stop work order on a property up on Route 7. Somebody was doing work, trying to build a building without it getting a building permit, and that he redlined it and put a stop work order on it. So, any questions for Tom? If there is, I can go ahead and he's in the other room. Ben? Jim?
Nope.
Okay. Zoning review. Oh, that was, excuse me. Ben, you're up.
Got nothing. Been quiet past month, no complaints, no calls about any lost dogs. Too cold out for 'em.
That's it?
Nothing.
Any questions for Ben? Jim?
No?
You good? Okay. Oh, Wesley's up. Wes, you're up. You want me to read your report?
You can read the report.
Pardon?
You can read it.
Okay. It's from the water department, gallons pumped 1,540,500, maximum daily use 146,000, minimum daily use 28,000, daily average 49,700. We had the following: water main breaks, leak on Ruger Drive pump station, waiting for parts, relief valve in well house leaking, sent out for repair, booster pump station still leaking, waiting for parts, hoping for 2 weeks of January 22nd. repaired leaking hydrant on Dunsville Road, Altamont, on December 6, 2021. Held meeting with Affordable Water concerning loading station. All generators fueled for winter. Gifford Church Road booster pump generator repaired. Faulty sensor. Replaced both three-phase motor controllers that failed in Gifford Church Road pump house station. And I might add, if you'd like to comment on the 3 water main breaks we had.
Okay, we had 3 different breaks here in January, since the first of the year. The first one was in the booster pump pit. The plumbing around the pressure reducing valve, due to the turbulence of the water in the bypass line, it's only a 1/2 inch line, wore from the inside out. Filled the pit. Before we realized it had happened, we pumped it out, replaced the leaking pipes that were there. That same night, we discovered a leaking line valve that was on the corner of Windy Hill and Gifford Church. I had Larner come out, we looked at it, we got the leak to slow down, we dug it up the following day. When we were finishing that leak from deteriorating nuts and bolts on the valve, we ended up with a water main break in front of Paul Hasbrook's old shop, 2415 Gifford Church Road. Upon digging that up, there was a rock about the size of a chair right up against the outside of the main, and it created a hole, and blew a hole in the side of the main about the size of your fist. We repaired that night, and since then, knock on wood, we haven't had any trouble. But as it's been stated for years, we're going to continue having trouble with the bolts in the valves rotting off, and we're replacing them with stainless, and that's going to be a continuous problem. Along with the rocks that are up against the main, it was never backfilled correctly in different spots. So this is an ongoing problem that we've been dealing with. So
I'll have to say this again, Les, thank you for all the work you've been doing. I know you and Rick have been very busy this last week, and Larner's been right there to help us out, so. I mean, he comes as soon as we do have a break. As you all know, we don't have our own town equipment to repair these lines, so we rely on Larner to come in and do this, and he's always right there to help us out. And we're going to continue to have these problems with this water system, as Wesley has stated and Doug has stated before. The water lines were never put in properly, and it's the contractor is long gone, out of business, so nothing we can do about it other than keep repairing. What did we have, about 18 water main breaks now in the last year?
Nah, in the past 2 years we had about 18. We're down to 5 or so in the last 6 in the last year. I will say the last one we had, from the time we discovered the water main break on Gifford Church Road, was only 2.5 hours from the time we shut the water off till the time the water was back on. So that, it went really smooth as far as that goes. But it's still an inconvenience for people, and it's something that shouldn't happen. And going back to the report, just so everybody knows, yesterday the booster pump station, the plumbing in the booster pump station was repaired on Reuter Drive. Again, that was the leak in that pit was caused by the walls of the pipe being thinned out from the turbulence of the water. That was repaired yesterday, and tomorrow at 8 a.m. we're starting to repair the booster pump station on Gifford Church Road. So those 2 big projects will be completed hopefully by the end of the week, along with installing a new propane heater on Gifford Church Road to do away with the electric heat that we have up there presently.
How long has that pump station been leaking on Gifford Church?
Probably about 4 or 5 years. We've been patching it together, and I ordered the parts in July, and they actually just showed up last Friday, because we're putting all stainless steel and getting rid of all the steel and copper. Just going to stainless so we don't go through this again.
And you had to air freight some parts in, didn't you, for?
The motor controllers that we needed for the Gifford Church Road booster pump station, I had to overnight the 2 motor controllers because there wasn't any available in the area. So in order to get that up and going, we were able to patch it together for New Year's weekend, and on Monday, we put the 2 new motor controllers in and reprogrammed everything. So that's up and going with no interruptions.
And who did that?
That was done by Smith Controls. I got all the parts and got everything set up, so all he had to do was come in and install them and program them. He was here for about 6-7 hours on Monday, had that taken care of.
That was the controls that feed the Settles Hill?
Settles Hill, that's good, that's correct.
The tanks up in Settles Hill.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else, Wes?
Nope.
I want to thank you again for all the work you're doing over there. Thank you and Rick. Is there any questions, discussion? Ben? Jim?
No.
Nicole? Doug? All right, thank you. From our judge. Town will report approximately $8,000 for the month of December 2021. I'm hopeful that things return to normal this coming year. I have not received an update from the JCAP grant yet, nor the start of the centralized arraignment part in the Schenectady County Correctional Facility Courthouse. I guess they're going to be doing the arraignments now centralized, where they used to do them locally, from what Michelle told me. I'm thinking that's what she applied for the grant when we changed all of the lighting over there and added the lighting in the front parking lot so we can increase the security here. And she put in for a grant for it, and we haven't received that back yet. She was quite confident that we're going to get that money since the work was already done, but she's quite confident that we're going to get it. So, any questions for Michelle? Okay, we don't have anything from our assessor. He's out of town this week. Buildings and grounds, we had our security system go down at our fire alarm system. They came in today. Yesterday it went down, they came in today, and it was repaired today. And what was the name of the company, Crystal?
Spectrum?
Spectrum, yes, they were the ones that, apparently I think something happened when we lost power here for 4 hours or 5 hours, it was last week, which may have caused that to go down. And they came in and it was repaired. The ones that monitor the fire system, they changed it over so that we were without security for it, and it was repaired today, so they got it up and running right away, which was a good thing. We had the gutters replaced on the side of the building, on the state police building, and that's been done. And really, other than the salt and sanding that's been going on over here, there's nothing else been going on with the town hall other than that, so.
Oh, the computer.
Oh, yes, Jim, go ahead. We have, our computers went down when the power went out for 4 or 5 hours, and apparently we have to get a new server. Jim's been working on that. Thank you very much, Jim, for doing that. Would you like to discuss it?
Yeah, the problem is that a lot of our equipment is not only outdated, but no longer supported by the software companies that originally provided it. So that's a real problem. We should have done it last year. We were scrambling for money last year, so we put it off, but the whole thing just crashed. We were out of business for a couple of days here, and so what we decided to do was to go ahead and get a brand new server, which we're going to do. All new backups, battery backups, redundant backups, we do things a little bit different here in Princetown than most towns. Our server is on-site. Our computers at the desktop access that server. If you're home in your home or in your house and you want to access or do something with that computer, you can't. It's not on the cloud. We don't make that available. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One is security. But anyway, we've got a lot of equipment that needs to be replaced. In addition to all the equipment, all of the programs that we use for taxes, for everything, all the town programs, government programs, all that has to be brought over into the new server. And that's going to take a lot of time, but we're going to have all that done too. None of this is going to come cheap, but, you know, our two primary responsibilities as town board, one is fiduciary, to monitor all monies going in and out, and the other one is just as important, and that's data. We cannot risk having a problem with data. We need everything that's in there. We have tax records, we have assessment records. So this is something that we really have no choice in. We had to do it. So he's going to, we actually got to send him a check for the server, and then he's going to start putting everything together and bringing all the old data into the new server. And he also backs it up in his office, so we have multiple backups in the event of a crash or in the event of a problem where somebody tries to hijack our data. So I can keep you up to posted. I got a list of everything that's being replaced. I'm sure nobody's interested in hearing that, but hopefully within a month this will be done.
What's the cost gonna be, Jim?
The cost, originally, the original server was like 11,000, but he got us a much better deal, 6,200. So that, in addition to, it's about $5,000 to have him do all the, to bring all the data in. So we're looking at probably close to 11. But when it's done, it'll be done, and it won't have to be done again for a long time. And everything will be supported. And that's important because if you don't have your equipment supported by software, the patches, the safety patches, all the virus patches, all of that stuff that comes automatically when it's supported doesn't come. Like right now, we're out. We're not getting all these things. So it's the same as your house computer. You know, if you're using an old version of software, you know, it's not supported. So you just got to hope that nothing bad happens. And we can't hope. We have to be sure. Now, the other good thing is we might be able to use some of that money from, I don't have COVID, by the way. I've had a cough from being in the hospital. I've been checked I got checked about 20 times in the hospital for it. You might be able to use some of that money from the infrastructure that went to the water. I think hardware might have been a part of that. So that's a possibility if we don't have the money right away. We can look into that. I don't remember the parameters right offhand.
Okay.
So,
I want to thank you again. I know you haven't been feeling well, you just got out of the hospital, but Jim's been working on this, and we certainly do appreciate it.
yeah, it wasn't a good time, but it's never a good time. So, what are you going to do?
Okay.
That's it.
Ben, any questions? Doug, Nicole? All right, Jim, thank you. Okay, public hearings, we have none. Minutes of the meeting, it's hereby resolved that the meeting minutes of December 14th, 2021, regular town board meeting, and January 1st, 2022, organizational meeting are approved or as amended. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Appointment of planning and zoning, resolution passed. Appointment of planning and zoning board coordinator. It is hereby resolved that Melanie Whiteley is appointed as planning and zoning board coordinator at an hourly rate of $19 an hour, reporting to the planning board chair and zoning board chair, term to expire 12/31/2022. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. It's hereby appointment of the Board of Assessment Review. Joan Kazaz's appointment was up. Didn't come to our attention at our organizational meeting, so it's hereby resolved that Joan Kazaz be appointed to the Board of Assessment Review, term to expire 9/30/2026. Discussion? Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Adopt provision of Executive Order 11.1. We passed this last year. I don't think we have to read the whole thing unless, I don't think you want to read it, do you, Kristen?
If you want me to, I could.
We don't need to read it.
We passed this last year, so we want to read. But, I'll just read the first part of it. Whereas the COVID-19 global pandemic has been declared a public health emergency of international concern by the World Health Organization since early 2020, and it goes on for 2 pages.
There were no changes from
Pardon?
last year. There were no changes from last year,
There
just
was no
continuing exemptions.
Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Resolution passed. Public use of town hall. It is hereby resolved the town hall rear meeting room as a community room will be available for use by a resident of the town of Princetown upon appointment and scheduling with the town clerk. Any resident who uses the town hall is responsible for cleaning the meeting room after usage. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. General funds claims, hereby resolved the town board approves claims number 272 through 284 in the amount of $17,322.04. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Let's see, water funds claim. It is hereby resolved that the town board approves claims number 179 through 190 in the amount of $7,198.35. Discussion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Highway fund claim abstract. It is hereby resolved, the town board approves claim number 10 in the amount of $135 for snow plowing. That's pretty cheap this year since we've had a mild winter so far. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Last year it cost us over $54,000 to do our town roads. So hopefully it'll never be that much this year.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Trust and agency claim abstract number 1, 2022 is hereby resolved the town board approves claims number 1 through 3 in the amount of $1,989.13. Discussion.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso? Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. General funds claims abstract number 1. It is hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 1 through number 16 in the amount of $20,117.09. Discussion. Is there a motion?
I'll make it.
Second? Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso? Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Okay, water funds claim. It's hereby resolved the town board approves claim number 1 through 3 in the amount of $4,284.02. Discussion.
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Crystal?
Councilman Pavoldi?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso? Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yes.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes, resolution passed. Council members' comments, discussions. Doug, got anything? Nicole?
I'm good.
Ben? Did you want to say anything about the audit, or not the audit, what we're doing with the eventual audit? Explain it again.
So it's called an AUP, which was, yeah, no, we did this last in December. I forget what the acronym means, but, agreed upon procedure. So we're bringing in an accounting firm to look over the finances in the town, and it's not technically an audit because they don't look through the books and look at all the income and the outgo. They kind of analyze how we run the finances, and then they make recommendations on what's going well and what we can improve on. And it's pretty common. Most towns do it. We haven't done one here ever or in years.
Never that I can remember.
No, we've never done it.
Yeah, it's a good financial practice. And it's pretty affordable considering that they take a pretty broad look at everything. I think
After they do this, then we're going to be looking at a complete audit.
Yeah,
After they come in and do this. That's what I'm hoping that we can do after I just signed the contract. Our attorneys are going to be looking it over, and then you're going to coordinate with the firm to have them come in and talk with our bookkeeper and our town clerk to,
yeah.
and then after they give their recommendations, and then we'll come back to the town board, and then we'll probably be voting on a complete audit. Am I correct?
That's up to you and Gerard if you think that's best.
Well, I
They-
think it's best since we've never done it.
They can get prohibitively expensive, especially for a small town. But they said that you can kind of target if there's a specific area you really want to look at.
Well, you know, if you think about it, it's never been done in our town, and it's a good practice, just to make sure everything is on the up and up. We did have the controller's office come in, but that was a spotty type thing, that they really didn't do a complete audit. I know the other bigger towns like Rotterdam and Niskayuna, they do it every year, but I'm thinking that maybe every 5 years we should be doing this. You know, we're a small town, we don't have a police department, a large staff, so I think that's a good idea to do it, but I'm all in favor of it after they come in and give their synopsis of what should be done, that we should go for a complete audit.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him about it. I don't want to misquote what he said, but he said it would be more beneficial to the town with this, where a complete audit doesn't always generate a lot of good information. So, we'll see. I'm
Okay.
not really well versed in accounting.
You just signed the books tonight. If everything came within 10 cents, what's the big deal?
Well, when we look at these books like we did tonight, that's not an audit. That really isn't. They come in, And they're gonna go through what our expenditures were, look what the checks were written for.
It's gonna be, they're gonna get more detail into it.
Here's an accountant right here, you're a certified accountant, right?
I'm not a CPA, but I'm an enrolled agent. It's similar.
And you wanna say anything about it?
So, yeah, they're gonna just, make sure all the practices are right, make sure, bills get paid when they're supposed to get paid, make sure things are balanced like the correct way, that kind of thing. For us, we checked and made sure, everything matched and everything, and signed off on it, but they're gonna go into greater detail. And like Ben said, they're just gonna, give advice on what we can do better, that kind of stuff.
We'll see how it goes.
Any other questions?
I do have one more thing to say. As I mentioned, I'll start working on a newsletter. I haven't been well, so I haven't even looked at it, but if you have anything you'd like in it, maybe a story, a memory from Princetown, something maybe your family, that you want to share with the rest of the town. It's a very informal newsletter, as everyone knows. You can contact me through email or phone. All my information is at Town Hall with the clerk, so be happy to get it in for you.
Doug, you got anything? Nicole?
Okay.
Ben, you have anything else? No? Okay, I'm good. Nobody has anything else,
I'll make the motion.
to adjourn the meeting. Hereby resolved, town board meeting is adjourned at 7:37. Is there a motion? Doug made the motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Councilman Goldie?
Yes.
Councilman Jackaruso? Councilwoman Mora?
Yes.
Councilman Gray?
Yeah.
Supervisor Esposito?
Yes. Motion is adjourned. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. This is one of our shortest meetings to date.
For the year so far.